on a new site. What's up, my people? Just doing some rough grading, helping out the homeowner on this site. He's got his own equipment also. We're gonna tag team a little bit of this, get the grade where it's gotta be, install a septic system. Got the D51 here, Milwaukee blower just blowing out the air filter. Air filter's blown out, machine all greased, waiting on the egress window. He's been waiting a long time there. Let's take a walk around real quick. You can see this is super high. He wants to cut this back 3 more feet, have everything pitched down this way and out the back, because we're pretty even around there for elevation once we knock that hump out. This just going to be graded off. He's going to put erosion mats and seed it, let that grow in. We're just going to flatten that slope out, or make that a connecting slope. But in here, it's basically going to be a little wall for retaining wall, a little spot so he can mow like there, then go up. The tricky part of this site is this green area is this approved septic conventional. So tank's going to come out here. We're going to have to 45 down into the D box, into the leach field lines, go this way. But we gotta get this water to get out of here and not to get onto this field. So this bank's got to be cut back a little. Then there's gonna have to be a perimeter drain at some point. He'll probably do that. Like I said, homeowner's got his own equipment. Gonna take a lot of the fill and bring it around this end, raise this up a little bit and put it in over here, and he's gonna be scooting that over with his skid steer as I make piles back with the dozer. Try to push as much as I can. We got this concrete floor to do also. Getting it pushed up, gotten all this nice organic topsoily. stump, just cutting the roots out on a pretty good slope. I'm like just about gotta put my seatbelt on straight up and down. Just cutting the roots out and then getting it out of here because it's in the way. You know when you got the homeowner special, when all the trees around are buried up 2 feet on the bases. I gotta get this pile back further. That we stocked here, I might be able to get on it, and this is good soil here, it'll use this, but I gotta get it away from the septic. We're about 15 foot above the septic now. Well, we'll see what happens. I might be able to push on this way and just knock it over. I doubt it. There's a pretty big cherry tree. Let's see what we got. Nope. Still gotta cut the roots. Yeah, that tree's being stubborn. All this that I pushed up, I'm pushing over so we can get it over towards the left of the garage. And that will clear my pile. At least this stuff is nice and nice. Good material right here. Yeah, I'd like to get this hill that I'm up on right down to get some kind of relief on that septic system, man. It's a big hill here. Oh yeah, she's eating now. Rolling that coal. Stockpile right here. Stockpile getting pushed off over there. I dropped this about 4 or 5 feet down, so then we'll put a little swale in here. Tree stump's about to come out. That tree stump, you can see how much dirt I took out. Everything's going over here. Material's looking good. Just cutting into the side of the pile with the right corner of the blade, taking it. It's the best way to push with a dozer. After your stockpile, just grab that right corner. Homeowner couldn't believe the amount of dirt I had already pushed up. Said, hey, what do you expect? D51, baby. again, those trees are buried, not for me. Don't know what's gonna go on there. He's got his KUBOTA 75. Gets high, just smack it a little bit right in the face. Otherwise you'll drop that whole big pile down on your tracks on the side, and it's not pleasant. Just makes a mess, makes the machine jump, fills your whole rollers and everything else with debris. See if we get this stump. It's dug out pretty good. Get to the corner and lift her up. I snapped all the roots with the corner bit on the blade, otherwise you won't get it out. She's out. Put her down here in a low spot. Pretty big divot, you gotta watch out, you'll drop the track down in there. And just filling the divots here, this other notch on the slope. Just a skim coat of fill, it looks like, on the existing fill. We're just scraping it clean to flatten it out a little bit better. On the nice slope now, just cutting this in to knock that ledge off, like so. That way I can keep that grade coming across. Dozer really pushes going downhill like this. About standing up. Stockpile's almost gone. A lot of dirt right there, moved probably 100 some ton. Pretty quick. You know, the dirt, virgin dirt, isn't as hard as the dirt that was already moved in place. That always seems to, for some reason, you track and pack over dirt that you move, and then it rains on it a few times. Way harder than virgin ground. Crazy. As far as the Dozer tells me. Few short hours, got that septic field, that huge, I don't know if you guys could tell or not, but there was a massive hill right there. Well, I put it all right here, and at least now we could put that swale in along here so this doesn't hit our field. Our laterals again are going this way. D-box will be here. Tank will be between these windows, 10 feet off the house, then a 45 down in. Starting to dress that hill up. I notched out this to get the water coming out, and then I'll just there was a shelf in there. I just filled it, tracked and packed it. Now I'll just blade this. I put some fluff up there. I'm gonna blade that over the top of that existing. All right, just dressing this slope up. It's at a pitch like this. We're going up around, just blading it off. High Banks, Lebanon Valley Speedway. Going into turn 4. Tell you, these wide tracks really hold the slope well. Really, every time I run this Komatsu, I'm so impressed with it. The visibility is just unbelievable, you know. You can just see everything. I love how you can see the nose. I mean, most dozers you can see the end bits, but I can see the nose, you know. You can go up to a tree stump, you go up to anything. John Deere, you can't see at all over that hood. So, you know, if you're trying to grade out, go up to a foundation, and you got, you know, a bump out or anything in the front, you can't see it. Grading ballards, curbs, anything. Go right up, you can see it, no problem. Cutting a bunch of dirt down here, you'll see as I get down. This is on the right side where it was really hard. He smacked it with the backhoe a couple times, and me going downhill, like I got my feet, I don't know if you guys can see this, I got my feet up on here because it's so steep. But once I get here, I got the power of the dozer to bite right in, and I was angling my end bit blade all the way to the right, and it was using it as a ripper. You know, if you go all the way like this to the right and then tip it down to the right, that right side just chews, and you will tear up some ground quick. Just dancing around this, this is like my 25th trip around, just taking the corner of the blade, angling it back into the bank so the material stays to the right and not comes out of the blade to the left down to the part we already got our height. It's more time consuming this way. I mean, obviously this ain't the best scenario to move this dirt, but it's the only scenario we have right now. Pushing it in a pile. Over here, I got this cut down really good. Took like 2.5 feet out of there. But putting in a pile here, and he's coming with a skid steer and grabbing it. Try to make it in a nice straight blade line like this, so it's easy on his skid steer. Instead of going into a big pile, he goes into a little bead. Skid steer suck that up real quick, and it doesn't make it work as hard as going into a dead wall material. Keep doing this until we get it, and again, this is going to be retainable. He's putting in a little plateau, and then up there he's just going to seed it, maybe about, he's going to plant shrubs, he said, some landscape that he doesn't have to maintenance but once a year or so, you know. That's it, that's all it is. All it is. Ground's hard back here. Oh, nice rock. Angle the blade, she'll grab more bite. Let the material out a little bit. But each time I'm grabbing a yard or two, you know. Just in the front of the house, it's on the stockpile. Running it down in along the front. Shake this flat plateau a little more. got everything shaped so the water can get on out. I think it's pretty good. I think its retaining wall is pretty symmetrical. All done by eye, of course. No measurements, just in the seat. I think it's pretty good. Just pack this one last piece and we'll get out and walk around. We still got to cut down on both sides of the driveway, grade that out. And I guess he wants to lower the driveway, a little hump in the driveway or something. So, but for the septic, everything's looking good. A little curtain drain, and this should be good. He's gonna put his wall in. I told him to make sure he puts a healthy base in, put a big flat pipe in there, and let all that water come out. Cause it's flat behind that house, you know. You want to get that water out of there. All right, let's take a walk around here. We dropped this a couple feet, set up for the retaining wall. That's all tracked and packed. Got that little flat in there like he wants. Back is looking real good. We took out at least 4 or 5 foot back in that corner and pushed it all this way, as you saw in that pile. Pushed it back this way. Got a ton of dirt over here now. Now the septic truck can back right in to the septic tank and service that. This whole box here is our leach field. Septic tank between the windows, 10 feet off the house. And it's just roughed in, obviously, but we just had to put the dirt where it had to be. Everything tracked and packed off there. Tomorrow we'll fix both sides of the driveway, and the entrance of the driveway has to be addressed. He wants it cut down, and there's a little knoll in the driveway that has to be addressed. So other than that, let's catch you guys in the AM. Back on site. All right, starting to cut in the V for the drainage. Now I'm gonna take the top of this stone. I think there's a few 4 inches stone on this knoll here, but I don't know if the dozer's gonna cut it. It's been pretty well driven on. It's dry. Oh, the D51's cutting it. It is cutting it. Slow. Just creeping. Making sure she gets bite. Got the homeowner up in his skid steer, just pushing the piles to the center of the driveway, so I'm not spreading wider than I need to. A lot of crusher run here. This was just blown in originally, and then construction started, and so it's spread 18 inches, 18 feet wide probably, but should be enough to get this depression off this hill, make it a little easier of a transition of a slope. Starting to raise the blade now to meet that other elevation of the driveway. Sorry for my terms, I'm still half asleep, I think. Need another cup of coffee. Alright, just getting the rough grade on along the driveway. Got the V cut in, the swale. Put as much pressure run in that depression where it sloped off. It's okay, you know. It's tough to do with the dozer when it's hard spots, soft spots. It's not like doing a fresh install when everything's, the ground's soft underneath and it's all consistent. With a dozer, it's kind of tough. You need more of a road grader. But getting this in and getting the heck out of here. Got the septic next on this site. Got to bring the 88. It's like baby powder around right now. Super baby powder. The float on this machine's not working for some reason. Anybody knows anything about that? It works when it's cold, but once it warms up, the float, it's not working. I just took it apart and made sure everything was adjusted right in the pilot controls, but everything seemed to look good. All right, the lot is starting to shape up. Starting to shape up. Let's blow this off before we get rain. All this baby powder will stick and be nasty. Blowing the fan out backwards, reversing the fan. All right, so obviously we still need more crusher running here to get that depression out just a bit. That's why it's a little high with the dirt on the sides. Once he gets a load or two in here, blend that in, should be perfecto. They're gonna hit this with the York rake, get all the rocks out like they're doing the front here. Driveway's gonna extend in there. We're gonna get 2 loads of stone dropped off for the septic next week. And the tank and everything else will go in, the pipes and stuff are here. But yeah, this shaped up pretty quick, day and a half. Looking good. All right, guys, catch you on the next one.